Hey everybody, welcome back. Gonna play some more of our Unholy Melee today. And we are ready to start 120s. So we are gonna finish that off with Bale. Or started off with Bale, rather. I've been playing Lost Ark the last couple days because it just launched. So I gotta remember all of my controls here. I'll probably want to do Judgment Day after this. Judgment Day is one that I like to get done as early as possible. Yeah, that's the right direction. Because of the absorbs. The absorbs are quite nice. I don't think I need to kill these guys again, but let's do it just to see. I did also look into weapon breakpoints. So I had mentioned in the last one and probably the episode before that as well, that I wasn't sure what base I wanted to use for my weapon because I wasn't sure. Obviously, I want it to be in a Paladin spear because that's what it has to be for the rune word. But I wasn't sure about attack speed breakpoints while in Super Beast. I looked it up. The Holy Lance max breakpoint, and the other one, the Tipozapot, it is a weird name. The other spear has the same breakpoint of 5, but it requires like 200% more attack speed. So I'm gonna go with the increased attack speed. That we get from the Holy Lance. I don't care about base damage and other things like that. I just care about getting the hits as fast as possible, since that's the way the build works. And I would not be able to hit. I would not reasonably be able to hit the right breakpoints for the other base. So I'll be going with the Holy Lance base. Hopefully we can find one, because that's been the biggest thing so far. I haven't found a single base yet. But when I do, I will craft the Skylord rune word. And I'm starting with Bale. I wouldn't normally start with Bale, but because I know how much easier he's been made, he's an easy one to just check off the list. I want to start checking these as well. I want to start checking rare rings, just because I can, if I get lucky, I can get some pretty nice rings, and I should have been checking them already. I've just been lazy about checking rings because I have some okay ones right now. Like right now, well, I can show them after this. But I'm using one sacred, a witchcraft, and then a random rare ring that had some extra mana on striking and a skill level. Yeah, +1 skills, spell focus, vitality, mana on striking, mana per kill. Paladin Honor. I don't know if I have the Paladin Honor helmet. I think I do. Guess we'll have to find out. F. That is my hotkey. Okay. Let's see how fast Bale goes down. The minions of destruction will be the big thing. Our sustain is just fine for the fight. Is to separate the minion from Bale, and then we'll teleport back in. It's basically just RNG, hopes that he doesn't summon more minions of destruction. If we get good procs here like this from our set, we can kill them pretty quick, but... That was a close one. Really? Minion freaked out. There we go. Yeah, it's RNG. We hope he doesn't summon them too many times, and that's about it. Okay. He came to us. Yeah, we can tank him just fine. The mana drain hurts a little, but it's not too bad. Something is slowing us, and I'm not sure what. Slowing our attack speed. So I think we're at the 6 frame, not the 5 frame right now. There we go. Three of them, really. Not getting great RNG here, but... And Bale decided to come with them. It's a little slow, but once we get Skylord, our damage is going to go through the roof. If you guys remember, it's going to have that bonus mana on attack, which is going to let us max out... Oh, jeez. It's going to let us max out... Lemurs, which will give it a lot more base damage. It'll just increase the damage in general a ton. Because we'll be able to sustain the mana cost a lot better. Jeez. Summons them like crazy. Getting really bad luck with them. If you're not sure, they give an aura that makes Bale take significantly less damage. So you basically have to kill them. You don't actually have to. If you were ridiculously geared, you could theoretically do it just fine, but... yeah, for some reason we're only reaching our second to last breakpoint instead of our maximum breakpoint. Oh my god, Bale! Stop summoning. Yeah, I don't know why. So something's slowing us down, I'm not sure what. Probably one of Bale's attacks, if I had to guess. I didn't even consider weapon durability. Maybe I just go for Bale. And, unless he summons, like, a whole bunch of them. I guess if he teleports away and lets me kill it for free. Can briefly hit our breakpoint there. You can see it's a huge difference. Three of them is getting a bit much. I will die immediately if I get stun locked. 4. You can see he's taking so little damage now. I'm confident that I have the durability to finish this, though. Yeah, there's so many of them. There we go. So, axe strength roll. Middle on the elemental resist. It's fine. So, that's Bale. A little slow, but... do that. Do I have this helmet? Ugh, it's on my other Paladin, if I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, let's do Judgment Day, or at least attempt Judgment Day. That didn't work. Grim Presence wore off there, just about died. Just to show, like, exactly how important Grim Presence is for the life on hit. Now, I only have to kill one of them, obviously, to get the charm. But I am going to try and get both in the minute. I don't know if I'll be able to, but we'll give it a shot. At the very least, we can get the base charm, so... So it's when we kill Malthael, we have 1 minute to kill the other guy. I think that's what that yellow buff is in the bottom there. Hopefully Imperius plays nice and doesn't teleport around too much. Okay. Nice, we got it. First try. Cool. That's Judgment Day and its bonus. Done. First try. So I believe that gives us the all skill and the 40 attributes. Normally it just gives the Edrium and the 5 absorbs. So we get the extra 40 stats and the all skill, which is very nice. Okay. Next up, let's see. Could do Athala, but I don't have an Ascari Call yet. That's only 10 attributes, though. We can go try Quavsin, now that we have Judgment Day. And then there's just Cabraxis and Kingdom of Shadow. So that'll take a bit of farming, but let's go try Quavsin. I don't think Quavsin should be very hard. I think we should be able to get that pretty easily. Let's find out. That is in Chaldeum. I'm curious. I think we should be able to just face tank Quavsin. I don't explain why. There was some changes made to Quavsin in 1.8, 1.7, 1.8. I forget exactly when, but his beam no longer does only elemental damage. See, before you used to be able to put on a Wheel of Fortune, give you those 5 absorbs, and you'd be basically immune to Quavsin, but they added a physical component to it as well. So your physical resist matters, but because it's a whole bunch of really small hits, it means that flat physical damage reduced makes this fight incredibly easy. And I think from Blessed Life here, Quavsin should do what feels like 0 damage, so let's find out. Yeah, it's very little damage. That's good. Enough that we can just, like, hold right-click on him and kill him, no problem. I don't remember exactly... I don't remember exactly what the trophy for this boss is. We can give Kingdom of Shadow a try, but you all know how much I hate Kingdom of Shadow. Ooh. The problem is when he teleports away, because I have to actually attack to heal back. We can survive him pretty well, but we have to be attacking to avoid the beam damage, or to heal through the beam damage. In most of my characters, you would just get absolutely exploded. Grim Presence wore off. So, what are our rolls like? 20 Vitality? Yeah, that is a good roll. 26 Spell Focus. So it can roll up to 30 Spell Focus, so we could get a better roll there. But the stats on it are pretty good. That's a pretty good starting place. Getting a 20 Vitality, 30 Spell Focus would be our ideal goal, but we'll take what we can get. Let's go ahead and give Kingdom of Shadow a try. I'll try it once, for now. And if I can get it, cool. If not, I ain't gonna worry about it. The 3-second cooldown on my teleport is going to make this quite nice. Whoop. I hope. Save your sprint. Have I told you guys how much I hate this? Hey! 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 Oh god. Ooh. Hit the well. Jesus. Worst Uber in the game, by the way. It's the worst. So because I only have 20 move speed on my boots, that makes this incredibly hard because I don't outrun them. That is the big thing. So making sure you have full move speed is a huge deal. I'm not gonna try and force that. I'll do it later. It's whatever. It's some extra plus skills. Yeah, plus 2 skills and 10 move speed. Just leaves like Cabraxis and Riffs, right? So let's go do Cabraxis. That's River of Flame. We gotta go kill Magda or whatever his name is. Wait, hold on. What? Oh, I'm an idiot. This is for Belial. What am I doing? It's Bramwell is where I need to go. It's been a minute, huh? Clearly. And our damage is only going to get better from here. Like, it's crazy to think about. The real question is going to be, can I face tank Cabraxis? Because this is either going to be really easy or a huge pain in the ass. And I'm not entirely sure which of those yet. So I cannot tank Cabraxis. I have to play this safe. So that means I'm going to have to actually dodge the flame strikes. Oh, okay. It's only when he double flame strikes. It's when he throws down 2 of them. Okay. Okay. It's not the worst. It's doable. Yeah, it's when he double flame strikes there. I believe is what's happening. It's hard to see when the flame strike's coming down, though. And I've been playing this game for years, and I still don't know whether that flame strike is fire or poison damage. Still, these clears way faster than my Javazon. Yeah, he's not terrible. The clears are faster than with my Javazon. He's not too bad. Oh, I did get it. It just moved to a weird spot. 1, 2, 2, 3. Not great. So as far as my Solar Cabraxis goes, either I'll just move my Solar Cabraxis from my Javazon over to this character, or I'll do the extra farming. But let's get our thing for Fauzed while we're here. Since why not? We'll see how easy the elementals are. Ooh, I can't leech off of the seal. That's interesting. Yeah, they ain't too bad. fire one here. Grim Presence wore off there. Hence why I went for continuity, because the extra duration helps out for longer fights. I drank 3 mana potions there. Did not matter, we eat through mana so fast. Okay, well, those ones hurt a little more, huh? I guess that's because I don't have magic resistance. Wow. Yeah, I don't have any magic resistance, so these things hurt like hell. And I'm not supposed to do this until 1:30, since it's 1:30 to go to Fozd. But, you know. Is it? Or is Fozd 1:25, actually? It's when that beam that he shoots out hits me. I'm gonna keep throwing my face at this, I guess. Perhaps I drop my portal a little closer, that might help. Wow. Does it continue to spawn more? That's a lot of them. Or have I just not killed any of them? Man, these guys just deal so much damage because I don't have any resistance. Just go a couple at a time. It's weird to see the differences between what certain builds struggle with and what other ones don't. Right? Because my Javazon, no issues here. These were a joke for her. But Cabraxis took forever. That may be partially due to not having enough poison pierce for Cabraxis as well with that build, but... Oh, it looks like it does spawn more. Well, that sure was annoying. The rest of these shouldn't be too bad, though. This is the physical damage one. That's not being able to get mana on hit for you. You can see just how much we rely on that mana per hit. And we have a little bit of like mana leech and mana regen as well. But the mana regen ain't enough, that's for sure. The thing is, we don't need to actually successfully cast this skill in order to proc our set, like the Hailstorm and the Firestorm. So that can work. Frames. I think this is a good indicator of how well we'll be able to farm Fozd as well. Fozd will clearly be quite slow right now. Actually, Sacred Greaves I may want to hold on to for crafting. Black Road. Cool. So we're not going to do Foz right now, obviously. We're not even the right level for it. But we can go do... We can go do Athala. We can try Athala anyways, but we'll have to get... an Ascari Call for that. So we'd have to farm Tran Athala. And instead of doing that, I'm just gonna go do Taroja Jungles. Or Taganzi, rather. And again, I don't mind killing this stuff just in case we get a Signet drop. We get like a nice... like that. I was gonna say a greater Signet would be cool, but... there's another Signet there. Basically. And Taganzi. Let's see how Taganzi goes, shall we? Doesn't look too bad. I always want to wait to go to Taganzi until I have the Crystalline Flame Medallion from Judgment Day, just for the absorbs. Unless I have another source of absorb in my build. Like if I'm running Wheel of Fortune or something, then I'd probably feel comfortable, but... if the magic ones group up and hit me all at once with a whole bunch of magic ones, it could still one-shot me, potentially. But... I'm pretty confident in being able to just face tank most of Taganzi here. So we're looking for an Arcane Essence and some Runestones here. And we can go get our Mbaru treasure. But the Runestones are the big thing. You can see just how long Amazing Grace lasts as well, with continuity, giving us the extra 25% increased duration. For a skill that gives us 100% damage avoidance, that's so cool. The fact that it increases its duration like that. It's almost 2 seconds. And we're in Taganzi, so any uniques that drop here have a chance of being some pretty decent stuff as well. Can also do Duncrag, but we'll have to put together an Asur's Bane before we can get the, was it the scroll of, it's a scroll of something. Gives plus skills, I know that. Oh, that's not good. Yep. So we'll go get our Umbaru treasure. Spell focus. It's always good. Spell focus and stats. The vitality is more damage if we can get good vitality on it, but I'm not super worried about getting good rolls on an Umbaru treasure, mostly just looking to get the spell focus. What's going to be really curious is whether or not I'll have the damage to kill Gyua on this build. So my Javazon just did not have the damage to kill Gyua. I tried and just didn't. It wasn't there. So I'll be curious to see if it's even possible. Well, obviously it's possible, but I'll have to see just how easy it'll be, though. I think once I get Skylord and I can max out, once I get Skylord and I get some good crafts, then, like for my other gear pieces, boots and gloves, I'll both want a decent craft for. I've yet to see any of the sacred unique jewels as well. So if I can get some of the good sacred unique jewels, they might be good for... I think you can do sacred unique jewels as your jewel of choice before a rune word. I'll have to double check that, but I'm almost certain that you can. And if I can't, I can just disjunction it, because if it doesn't create the rune word, then you can still disjunction. It's only once you've successfully created a rune word that you can't get stuff out of it. If you didn't know that, that was one of the things that was changed. Lightning Essence we don't need. I think we need Arcane and Cold. I'll have to double check that. See, our clear isn't amazing, but we're at no risk of dying. We'll see what the boss here is like. I imagine he's not too bad, though. Saw Greater Signet and I got excited for a moment. Yeah, Zagros Shadow doesn't seem too bad at all. Our damage could use some work, but that'll come along with Skylord. Skylord will be a huge increase on our damage. Earth Essence and an Umbaru Treasure. 9%. Oh, it's spell damage. I thought it was spell focus for some reason. Still good, though. That and that. Don't need that either. Don't need that. And we got some essences here. Let me double check my thing. Items, rune words. I'm pretty sure it's arcane and cold. Let's double check just to be sure. Better safe than sorry. Yes, it is arcane, Zeth, ice, mal. So do we have an ice? Let's check. No, we have an arcane magic. We have the Zeth as well. So we need a rune stone for this, and then we need a cold essence and another. We need 2 rune stones and a cold essence is what we're looking for. And we're actually about to level up here as well. Getting Skylord for the extra splash on our lemurs will also make a huge difference. I think endgame, if you want to be able to do farming of harder locations efficiently with lemurs, I think you have to go Skylord. I'm not sure how other people like sustain their mana on builds. Because when you're... Maybe it's because they're using slower attack speeds. Maybe they're just not reaching the 5-frame breakpoint. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure with some one-handed weapons as well for bases, you can even get to a 4-frame, if I'm not mistaken. If you're using one of the one-handed weapons. So that might even be better, honestly. But you would just chew through your mana that much faster, right? Other than the mana on striking, I don't know how you would sustain the mana on this build. You would just need absurd levels of regenerate mana to keep up with how fast you eat through mana on this build. So hopefully we can get some rune stones. Probably in the next episode, we'll do the Triune, get our wormhole, and then we'll probably do Dungcrag as well. Man. I'll check that one, because it's chain gloves. I don't know what those are. Hold on. First off, we have... Oh, what are my rolls like? Awful. My rolls are terrible. Holy shit. So it's a huge RNG item there. That's a truly miserable roll on it. It can roll negatives and a bottom of negative, a high of positive for, I think, every single stat, or nearly every stat, on that item. So if you were to get lucky and roll in the positives for all of them, it can be a really good pair of gloves. But usually they're pretty garbage. We did get our level up, though. So, let's see. 46? 60? Not great. I'm still looking for a base for my Javazon, if you were wondering. The cold absorb ones are a little rough still, but not too bad, really. I'm going to put my points into Blessed Life. I want to max out Blessed Life for the physical resist as my next skill to max. And I'll probably do a little bit of Taganzi grinding off camera as well for the essences and whatnot. I'll probably be Duncraig, where I farm for the base. If you didn't know, Duncraig has an increased chance to drop sacred items, making it a really good spot to find bases for runewords, as well as a good place to find sacred uniques, because if you have any magic find, a lot of those sacreds you'll be able to turn into uniques when they drop. That's why a lot of people farm in Duncraig. And why in some cases, if you're looking for a level 120 sacred unique, it's better to look in somewhere like Duncraig than it is to look in Fozd, usually. Because you're just going to get more sacred uniques to drop, and they can both drop equally, since it's a 120 plus zone. The only thing is if you're looking for a 130 sacred unique, or if you're looking for great runes, obviously, then you want to go Fozd, but Duncraig's a really good spot for grinding for runeword bases and other things like that. Runeword bases and sacred uniques. It's honestly not that many unique items in this game, I feel, in comparison to like normal D2. There's a lot less bases. Ooh. Oh, finally, our first Whisper of the Damned. When I get those, I will do it. Because I've not successfully managed to complete Legion of the Damned yet. I have failed on all of my attempts, so... But we did Bale and Cabraxis today, and we did Quav Sin as well, so that's pretty good. All of which fairly easy. Oh, we did Judgment Day with the bonus as well. We did 4 Ubers, 5 if we count Taganzi, so that's pretty good. Man, just there's no essence drops though, not in a while. They aren't identical, but whenever I play Unholy Melee and I go lemurs like this, often reminds me of Blades of Ice, a skill from Path of Exile that functions fairly similarly to this, except that the projectiles aren't homing like that. They shoot out in a cone behind your target instead. But you get a similar effect when you build chaining on the build, when you do chaining or forking. Because when they chain, they can change directions, so you can hit the enemies behind you as well, which makes that skill act in a very similar way to this. So whenever I'm playing this skill, that's what it reminds me of, playing Blades of... Is that what it's called? Blades of Ice? Ice Blades? Blades of Ice is the assassin skill in D2. I think it's Ice Blades. Frost Blades, maybe? Maybe the skill's called Frost Blades. It's all the same, who cares? I'm definitely going to want an indestructible jewel to put in the rune word Skylord. Yeah, I don't want to have to repair my weapon 5 times when I'm clearing flaws. I think that'll just be a nightmare. I'm keeping my eye open for Sacred Rare gloves, but I haven't seen any yet. Perhaps I'll just pay more attention when I'm doing Duncraig tomorrow. Definitely have to repair a lot. Over a couple more minutes here till the end of the video. And then I'll probably do a little bit of Taganzi farming for the rune word off screen. I might even do the farming on my Javazon. I think my Java would clear this faster. And that's the upside to playing a single player account like this with the shared stash and having multiple characters. I don't have to worry about trying to mule stuff over. I can just pop it in my shared stash and I'm good to go. So farming with different characters isn't cumbersome like it is in normal D2. Which is one of my favorite things about this. I know shared stash came to D2R, but I haven't played vanilla D2 or Lord of Destruction D2 in years. I don't remember the last time I played vanilla. It's been a long ass time. Although with the changes coming with the 2.4 patch in D2, looks like they're leaning more and more towards adding more content to the game, and rebalancing stuff and just making more builds viable. My biggest problem with D2 is that it just got stale for me really, really quick. I got no idea how people like Llama can play that game for hours a day and still enjoy playing it, because, man, like his Holy Grail, he was grinding for like 3 years to get just Mang songs. And, I mean, he swapped up his build every once in a while, but playing the same... Like, it's like the same top 3 builds for all clearing in that game. Like, if you're going to be farming, it's either Javazon, Blizzard, Sork, or Hammered In. Like, if you go with anything else, you're just being inefficient. Like, incredibly inefficient. So I like that they're at least trying to make other builds, like, remotely viable. It's still at the point where if you're playing a melee build, you use Grief. The diversity in items in that in Vanilla D2 just does, it's just so bad. I don't think anyone's ever looked at a rare weapon past level 40. Like, you just don't care. Unless it's rare jewelry or rare gloves or boots. You just, you don't even bother looking at it. Rare armor, rare weapon, rare shield. They're useless. I think runewords have a place, but man, they are just like every caster running Hodo and Spirit, Enigma, Shaco. It's all the same stuff. It just gets really, really stale after a while for me. Every build wearing the exact same items. Every melee build looks like a copy-paste of each other. It's one of the reasons I like this so much is there's a lot more to each build, and gear choices, especially with crafting, crafting items in this game. Just exceptional. So if more of that kind of stuff, if better stuff gets added to D2 to give it more content, give it more replayability, then I will probably pick up D2R and do some videos on that as well, but until then I will probably never play vanilla D2 again. So we got one more essence. It's not looking great. No runestones yet either. I'd like to at least get a runestone or one more essence. We'll wrap around to the entrance portal and see if we can get at least one more thing to drop by then. I'll have to do some grinding in order to hit 125 to start the 125s anyways. So maybe I will do the grinding for the runes on this character. I'll have to do a fair amount of triune farming for cycles as well though, so I guess we'll see. Really? Maybe it will be better to just do, like, runs to the boss. Because it's not guaranteed, but he has a much higher chance of dropping. And considering we can kill him pretty quickly. Yeah. Okay, I'll figure all that off camera. What are these? Sorcerer's Poison, we have... Those are for Necro. Oh. Yo, our first Sacred Road Jewel. That's cool. That can all get tossed. Okay. Let us... These are where our unique ones are. I'm gonna move this one in its own thing, being Sacred Unique. I do have the... Oh, I guess we did have a Sacred Unique jewel already. Don't see them often, though. Cast speed, spell damage, max fire res. Not terrible. The 15 attack speed, 15 cast speed, 27 attack rating. Curious where I might want to use that. Because right now we're using... Ugh. I should be picking up more Trinity Shrines. I thought I had more than that. I only have 3 in there. So right now we're using Gull Runes? Yeah, we're using a Gull Rune here for our attack speed. I'd give us... We don't really care about getting that much extra attack rating, considering we're using Athila's Oracle for the Cannot Be Frozen attack speed and skills, and it has 240. I talked about this briefly. I didn't really talk too much about it, and there was someone in the comments asking about this as well. Lemurs is an attack, so you do attack with it, but it doesn't matter whether you hit or miss, and the damage doesn't scale off of your hit. The damage is a spell that is a guaranteed to proc on swing, basically. But there are a handful of effects where your attack rating does matter. In cases of... I don't know if you're paying attention, you can hear. There's a difference between when I'm hitting and when I'm missing. Sorry, that's my Discord, not yours. Or Steam, rather. So there is a physical portion to the attack. It's negligible amounts of damage. It's based on our weapons attack. It's basically the same damage as our attack, like if we were to do this. So yeah, it's not good. We don't care about this physical damage portion. That's irrelevant. We see we have a 92% chance to hit because of our attack rating. So for any effects that are on striking, even though we don't care about the damage, whether or not we hit is needed for those on striking procs to happen. So if we don't have any attack rating on this build, and we only have like a 40% chance to hit, or even lower, potentially, if we have like 0 attack rating on the build from anywhere, we would still get the damage from lemurs. It wouldn't affect the lemurs damage at all, but for other effects that are on striking, it would matter that even if it was a 100% chance on striking, it would only happen 40% of the time if we hit, right? Because we actually have to hit the enemy with a melee attack for on striking to proc. So for any of those kinds of effects, which the biggest example I believe I can give you is... Oh no, okay, so the procs here are on melee attack, which is great. But for... Let's see if I can find an example. I don't know that I even have any specifically right now. But there are some effects that are on striking specifically. And that physical portion does vary slightly. It does a little tiny bit of physical damage for leech effects as well. It's not very important in the slightest. It can potentially be more important later, and the reason I had mentioned it is to do with late game bosses, where if I'm talking like Deimos or Sam or someone like that, they're going to be a really, really high level, and they're going to have extremely high defense, which means hitting them is going to be not very common. And I believe Skylord, the actual... Let me see. No, it used to, but there's a couple other things I'm pretty sure that I'm going to want to use that have an on-striking effect. It's been a minute, but anyways, regardless, it's not actually that important, but it does do something. It's not completely useless. Yeah, it's kind of irrelevant, but it's there. So the extra attack rating does do something, but not enough where I'd want to use that Sacred Unique Jewel. So for the actual damage, no, it doesn't matter for lemurs. But there are some very small niche cases where it does do at least something. I don't even need the money. I can stash this, though. Let's do that. Yeah. So that's gonna do it for this one. We did a whole lot today. We did Cabraxis, we did Bale, we did Quavsin, we did what else did we do? We did Bale, Judgment Day. Yeah, we did a lot today. Tomorrow we're gonna finish up 120s. I guess you guys will see this in 2 days. I'm gonna finish up the 120s, and then I'll probably do a couple videos farming Duncraig and stuff, just to try and get my base for Skylord and some glove and boot bases as well. I'm still just using Rabbit's Foot because these have a terrible move speed roll, so I'll probably try and roll a couple more of these. If I can get one with 40 move speed and 30 magic find, I'll be fine. That's all I care about. I'll craft some better boots, but yeah. So yeah, next time we're gonna finish off the 120s. That'll be Duncraig and the Triune, Kingdom of Shadow. Maybe I'll probably wait until I get crafted boots for that, but that'll be later. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, consider subscribing. I'll catch you all for the next one.